Hello? It's me again, Yulia Latunenko, and today I want to tell you about a condition called procrastination. You've been asking me for a long time to explain the reasons for this condition and how to deal with it, but I think if you understand the reasons for this condition, which I will name today, 5 reasons, you will understand what to do. That is, understanding where this condition comes from when you try to do something but keep postponing. You can't concentrate finding a bunch of different tasks to avoid doing your main task, the one you are focused on, and perhaps even set as a goal for yourself, but something is holding you back and you keep avoiding and avoiding, postponing and postponing. And let's figure out today why exactly this is happening to you. But before we start, as usual, I would ask you to give a like in advance to my video. Well, if you don't like it, then give it a dislike. That's also fine. But I hope this video will be useful to you. Well, and if you are visiting my channel for the first time, please subscribe. And today we will go over 5 the reasons for procrastination. Out of these 5 reasons, I highlight one that is not related to childhood traumas, and which can in principle occur in the life of any person, but there are people who are particularly prone to procrastination. So the first reason, absolutely normal and completely understandable, is fatigue. Burnout, when a person has no resources to continue their work, even if this work is set as a goal, but the person is exhausted, burned out, or their health condition has worsened and there is no resource, no energetic, psychological or even physical resource. And this means that a person should simply give themselves time to restore their resources, accumulate energy, and then get back to their work. So this reason is not related to childhood traumas, but the remaining 4 reasons that I will mention now are related to childhood traumas. So the second reason for procrastination, it's a very strange word that originated in Gestalt therapy and is considered a defense mechanism of the psyche known as egotism. What is egotism? We take a step forward. We need, in order to have the energy of intention, we are already taking a step to do something. We are interested, we are motivated, and then we procrastinate and we don't understand why we take these 2 steps back when we had so much enthusiasm and energy to achieve a goal in some planned, desired endeavor. Why do we take 2 steps back? In this egotism, there is a component of shame. It is generally associated with shame and self-esteem. And of course, it all originates from how your personality developed and formed. And if you have low self-esteem or it is unstable, of course, you will have problems with the shame or fear of receiving some negative evaluation. So you start something new, you are generally motivated, and then in your head, thoughts start to sneakily appear. Oh, there are many specialists like me who have done it better than me. Oh, nothing will work out anyway. Oh, who am I? I am generally, and not competitively, singing, not competitive in the market. There are many specialists like me, and overall I am not the best. There is also a comparison present which is not in your favor, and it is triggered by the feeling of shame for who you truly are. Therefore, the energy of motivation is blocked and you retreat into that bunker of yours, which is called egotism. Not believing in yourself, not believing that you will succeed, You simply have the desire to do something, and such a mental montage occurs at point zero. And something should happen there quickly. I somehow need to get through all the stages of a student. The development of professionalism. Some practice, and immediately find yourself at the final point, where they applaud me, applause, a laurel wreath around my neck, and I am already a hero and the best professional in my field. But you don't want to go through these 10 stages to reach the final result. You dream about that result, but it's so frightening on the way to this result to receive a negative evaluation or to fail, and you even subconsciously set yourself up for this failure and block the energy of motivation. So this was the second reason, which is related to shame and fear. Fear of negative evaluation, fear of scrutiny, fear of failure. The third reason for procrastination is immaturity. Immaturity, which leads to a person being afraid of such a phenomenon, such a state as responsibility. You start something and then you tell yourself, oh, at the end I'll have to take responsibility for everything that Here I start doing it. And I have to invest money. What if I fail? And that's responsibility. What if something goes wrong? And that responsibility will be mine. And a person fearing this responsibility blocks the energy of motivation, the energy of action, and remains once again in their bunker. But we know that this is precisely a problem with responsibility among immature and infantile people. They can either take on all the responsibility of the entire world, take responsibility for their parents, for the children in Ethiopia, Somalia, who are suffering from hunger, but they cannot take responsibility for themselves because that is frightening. The fourth reason, oh, by the way, let me remind you to subscribe to my channel. It helps my channel to advance in the space of YouTube, and also other internet users will see useful psychological content. Also, leave your comments on what you think about this or that reason and how you yourself try to cope with various reasons for procrastination. So the fourth point is simple laziness. And this is the inability to finish tasks. There are such people, lazy ones. But why is this related to childhood trauma? Because children for whom parents took on too much responsibility and for whom they tried to do everything conveyed to them, oh yes, without me you won't manage at all. Oh yes, whatever you start doing, I'll do it better than you. There was no trust from the parents that the child could handle something independently. These are narcissistic parents who wanted to be significant and very often replaced both the desires and actions of the child with their own. Therefore, the child grew up with the understanding that everything will somehow be done on its own. That is, the child lacks this piece of the puzzle, that something needs to be done to achieve a result. She got used to lying on the couch and waiting for it to happen on its own, when everything will happen by itself. These are lazy couch potatoes, so to speak. Unfortunately, this is also related to childhood trauma, because the parents did not support the child's confidence in her ability to make independent decisions, to do things independently. That is, there was hyperprotection, and the parents were substituting the child's actions even to the point of such an extent. So, strange example here. When a 9-year-old girl is sitting with her mother in a cafe, and the mother cuts the cutlet with a knife and feeds it to her with a fork. This is exactly what leads to the child not trying to do anything on their own. Everything is clear. Boom, someone else will do it. Mom will do it. Therefore, such people usually look for very strong partners. They lean on them, lie on the couch, and basically live like that. Parasitizing, someone. And the last reason is very, very interesting. You have probably all heard about anal trauma, anal fixation in a person. This is when, during the time a child is being potty trained, the parents either shamed the child or, well, something went wrong. Some mistakes were made in ensuring that the child could psychologically go to the potty independently and freely. The parents were either tense or they pressured the child too much. In short, something went wrong during that phase of the child's development, and then such a person grows up and they is often late. They have no sense of time. They know they have a problem with this, but they're late for flights, late for trains, late for dates, and meetings with friends. They procrastinate and do everything at the very last moment. Even for exams, such a person will be ready to start preparing at the very last day or two, and such a person will just sit down and squeeze out the last steps from themselves, but will procrastinate the whole time. But at the very last moment, they will get to it, squeeze out all their energy and try to jump into the last car of the departing train. And why does this happen? Because the person, when they were little, they learned to use the potty. And this is associated with a certain excitement that very much resembles sexual arousal, because when a person empties their bowels, they feel there's some relief. It's like a mini orgasm that happens. When a person is in such stress, excitement, rushing for the train and catches the step of the departing train, they also experience an excitement that is very similar to that of sexual arousal. These are the things that a person brings upon themselves with this procrastination to get that bonus, to jump into the last car of the departing train and experience an orgasm and release of that excitement, anal excitement. Unfortunately, this is not quite about sex, but it is very much like that. Similar things happen in the human body. Therefore, it is related to trauma, and this needs to be addressed in the process of psychotherapy. But if you manage to understand all these reasons and work through them on your own, that would be simply wonderful. That's all for today. 5 reasons. I have explained to you about procrastination. So get to work. Become successful, be effective and productive. Well, I remind you that I am very happy with your likes, your subscriptions, and your comments. Please write how you feel about all these 5 reasons. Maybe you recognized one of the 5 reasons in yourself, or perhaps even several reasons for procrastination.